Hello and welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me in today's video. I get to once again partner with Arrtx, but today we are going to review their brand new 24 color watercolor set. They contacted me and asked me if I wanted to review these, and I feel like this is definitely up my alley, and I like working with watercolors. Of course I said yes. I want to use all of the colors that are in here. Now I just quickly glanced at it to see what I'm working with, and I think we can make it work, but it's going to have to be a little bit different application wise so that I can give each color a fair chance. But we should end up with a very fun and colorful piece at the end of this. If you're curious for yourself, they gave me links so that you can have a look at it, and if you want to buy it through that link, it's available there for you. If this is something that, you know, speaks to you and you feel like this is definitely something that could benefit your arsenal of art supplies. At the moment, in the US, this set goes for $25.99. So let's see if it's worth the price, shall we? I made a little swatch card that I can put in this box when it's done. And I am using the Hahnemühle watercolor paper per usual. I have also already taped off a piece of paper that I can use later on. It's a roughly 8 by 10 when it's finished on a 9 by 12 piece of paper. I've already taken off the wrapper so we don't have to deal with the glare, but it is a cardboard box and it has a little bit of padding in the inside to make sure that the colors stay in place. And then you have this vellum sheet with the colors on it and with the appropriate light fastness and transparency printed on top, as well as the names of the colors. And this is what they look like. So this is the size of the pans and they're filled. So hopefully these will last a long time. I want to just drop some water in with a water dropper, and I don't want to spray it because it comes in a cardboard box. So I will be doing that next, and then I am going to swatch them on this piece of paper. First up, we have the lemon yellow. Sorry folks, that was cadmium orange. I thought I had the camera on. Apologies. Sometimes I suck at my job. Next up we have cadmium red pale, and this time I'm going to make sure that the camera is on. Yes. Very nice. And then we have cadmium red deep. Whoa. Second to last in this row is the crimson. You really don't need a lot of paint on your brush. These are highly pigmented. And then the last one in the row is rose. Oh, very pretty. I like that one. In the second row, we have red violet. Wow. I love my purples. That is a beautiful color. And then we have violet. Wow, and it looks black at the moment. Let's give this a lot of water so we can see what's going on. That is, whoa, so much pigment on this. Next up, we have ultramarine. And then we have Prussian blue. I love me a good Prussian blue. Oh, that looks, that looks very turquoise to me. Interesting, beautiful color, but not what I expected. Phthalo blue. This looks more like a ultramarine to me. Interesting. So this one looks more like a cerulean to me, not like an ultramarine. And this one looks more like an ultramarine and not a phthalo blue. Okay, well, there is a cerulean coming up next. So let's see what that one looks like. That's a very, very bright cerulean. And then second to last in this row is the turquoise. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, so now that the Prussian blue has dried a little bit, you can definitely see that it is a little bit more Prussian-y and a little bit less turquoisey, if you know what I mean. All right, phthalo green is the last one in this set. Ooh, I put a lot of water in this one. All right, let's see. There's a little bit of a glare, huh? Okay, this is what we have so far. Last row, we have the sap green. That looks a lot like an emerald green to me. And then an olive green, which is always a nice green to have. Oh yeah, very pretty. Yellow ochre, not my favorite color, but to be fair, you know, the next ones in this row are definitely not something that I would gravitate to. Burnt sienna, raw umber, burnt umber, Payne's gray, and last, the lamp black. All right, here we have all of the colors. I'm gonna let them dry and then we can have a look at it one more time as everything is dry, because they definitely change a little bit once they're dry. But so far, they don't disappoint. Very nice colors. Super saturated, like you don't need a lot of paint on your brush to get it going. So that's nice. All right, let's create something. I had a little bit of a play off camera just to get used to the colors and to figure out what I want to do, because I kind of want to bring in all of the colors. So I think what I want to do is more of a maybe a landscape type. So having said that, I'm not going to start with the yellow like I was going to. I think I'm going to start with the darkest blue, which is the Prussian blue. And I just sprayed this very lightly. And I want to make sure that I can put in all of the colors. So we're going to make sure that all of the colors get a chance to play here. So that was the Prussian blue, and then we're gonna do, and I'm okay with them kind of blending because we've already swatched them and we know what they look like. So the goal is to just maybe get them all onto the paper. But yeah, I think this might work the best. Actually, should have probably done the phthalo blue on the very top. Maybe we'll go over the Prussian blue because it looks darkest in this. Oh yeah, here we go. I didn't have enough pigment on it. All right, now I'm going into the purples. I'm holding the paper a little bit at an angle so that hopefully we can get those colors to mix with each other. I also want to leave some white in between so that we have some areas to doodle. Yeah, I might have to skip some of the reds because they kind of look the same. There. Doesn't have to be all streaks. This is the next red. And then I'm gonna go in and grab cadmium red. This is all the same red. Okay, now the orange. And then the other orange. I guess I should call it the Indian yellow. Cadmium yellow. Like I said, again, there's not that much difference between those two on such a small scale. And then the lemon yellow. And then I'm gonna put in that sap green right here and have those two mix together, hopefully. And I think I'm gonna go with the olive green and then the phthalo green. Ooh, those two are kind of nice together. And then I should have put in some of that yellow ochre. Maybe I'll just skip that one, or maybe I can put a line up here. Or maybe we can just mix the burnt sienna in with the raw umber here. I really like those two together. Burnt sienna. Burnt umber. Payne's gray is coming. It's a very, very small sliver. But like I said, I just want to create something, and then maybe for the black, we can do some circly things to make them look more like pebbles. Obviously, you know, those are fairly simple colors. I would call them maybe like flat colors, where you're relying a little bit more on the paper to bring out some texture, or you know, to make them blend like this to get a little bit more action into the colors. But I didn't expect to get any granulation from any of these, and if you know me, I'm a big fan of granulating colors. All right, I'm just gonna put some of that ochre up here because it goes well with the yellows. Maybe break this very yellow line up. All right. Okay, I like that. And then once this is all dry, we can start doodling over it. There's some good marks. Something will definitely spark my interest for this. All right, I'm gonna let it dry and then I will be back. All right, it is fully dry, and let me show you up close what they look like. And I brought out some of my Neocolor 2s and my colored pencils and my fine liner pens, and I'll probably bring out the Posca or the bleed proof white and my gold and my dotting tools a little bit later on. But I'm gonna continue to do some mark making and decorate this page a little bit more. right, I think once the tape is off, we can reveal its beauty, because it's always a little distracting when the tape is still on. So I'm gonna take this off now, and then we can look at it a little bit more. Honestly, I think the gold always makes it. It is always a good way to zhuzh up a painting or a doodle, in my humble opinion. All right, here we are. It's cute. I really like it. I mean, obviously, a lot is going on this page. If I thought last week's painting was busy, this definitely takes the cake. But I made some good marks, I think. Some nice color gradients. And obviously there's always more you can do. But I think I'm just gonna leave it the way it is now. Also, please don't forget, these watercolors are now 15% off through March 31st, 2026. So if you see this in time and you're interested, this will be a great price. And it might even, you know, be a good little Easter basket addition for somebody who likes to paint. I had fun creating this piece. It's a great beginner's doodle painting, and even if you don't have these colors, try it out for yourself. I really enjoy doing stuff like that when I am a little bit low energy or I don't want to think too hard. So I'm really glad that I took a break from what I have been doing and I did this. All right. I hope you enjoyed this video today. Check out all the links in the description box below this video if you like. And as always, stay creative wherever you are in the world, because you deserve it.